Hello all and welcome to Make It Work Tech. We are in our interlude video here, I'll call it right now. We were recording another video looking at setting up some additional audio-visual connections. And we came across a piece of software that we wanted to give a try out, but it's a piece of software that comes from a source that I don't know whether I should fully trust or not. And so something that I've been intending to do but haven't done yet is set up a virtual machine on my computer to be an isolated place to be able to test software. So I'm going to invite you to join me in that as we go and get that started here, and just so you can see that process as well. So the software that I've used previously for doing this type of work is called Virtualbox. And we will we'll go ahead and we'll do that. This is just using hopefully this works. This is using the Pop Shop, which is not my favorite thing in the world. Hopefully it will run smoothly. It does have a tendency to be a little bit buggy. So we got Virtualbox here. It has been a while since I have used this, but it's not. So we're create a new virtual machine. This is going to be the test desk. It's not going to be Windows. It's going to be Linux. Version. Yeah. Really, 32-bit. Why are we stuck in 32-bit? We should not be. This may be something I've forgotten. Is VirtualBox only able to handle? Alright, we're going to cancel this video right now. We're going to do some more research. Alright, hello friends. Yes, we had a little bit of a stumble there. It's been longer than I thought it had been since I had used VirtualBox. In fact, apparently, I have never used it on this particular computer. And so what we were seeing there is the result when we don't have full virtualization enabled in our chip BIOS settings. So I had to restart the computer, go into the BIOS, enable that setting there. I'll link another video here. I'm using a gigabyte motherboard, and so it'll show how to access those settings on the gigabyte BIOS. And anyhow, that is all done and taken care of now, and hopefully this will run a little bit more smoothly now. So we'll come back and we will open VirtualBox again. There we go. And we will create our new, once again, attempting again. I'll call this Desk. A folder, that is fine, that is great and grand. Linux operating system. Alright, now we have our 64-bit operating systems available, which is wonderful. And I want to stick with Pop here, so we will just call it Other Linux 64. It is Ubuntu based. I don't know if it'd be that simple or not, so we're just going to stick with calling it Other Linux. In terms of the RAM that we're going to give it, we have 32 meg of RAM on this machine. It is plenty, so we'll go ahead and we'll give it about 8 meg of RAM. We are going to create a virtual disk for this. Go ahead and do this as a fixed size disk. And that virtual disk image should be fine. The size of our file, yeah. We will give this don't want to limit this too much. We'll give this 200 gig to work with. This is a tool that we'll come back to again and again. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to download our ISO. And System 76 is who produces Pop! OS. And so we'll go ahead and just come in here. Download link is right there. And we do have an NVIDIA video card in here, so we'll go ahead and download that version there. And one of the things I do like about Pop! OS, they provide checksums right there, your hashes, just to make certain you've got what you want there. So we'll go ahead and download that. And we'll come back when that's complete, and I will grab this hash, copy that, and Pop does include a hash checker, and so that's something we'll use then once we get the download, just to confirm that we do have a clear download. There's not been any problems with our download of this ISO file. We'll go ahead and we will copy this hash. Once we get this file downloaded, I'll go ahead and check it. One of the tools that I have in my system that I like to use is called a GTK hash, and just a nice little quick tool to be able to check your files that you downloaded to make certain everything matches up. Alright, so here we are, we're ready to go. We've got our download complete now, and as I mentioned, we're going to use this GTK hash program to check the file to make certain that everything downloaded correctly. And so right there in our downloads, you see that. Right there is our file. We've got that ISO selected, and we just click hash. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to process that hash. What a hash does is it's a system that produces a number, produces a code. It's referred to a hash based on the file that it's given. And it's not something that can be reverse engineered. But it is something that can be reproduced, and so we can check that, and we see we've got a match between our hashes here. We've got that little green dot there. It's telling us everything is a-okay with this, and part of the reason, Larry showed, that'll visually match up for you a little bit better now. We're at the beginning of the hash, but once again, those green dots are saying these two numbers are matching up, and that is what we wanted to see. So we are set to go with that now. And so we'll come back over here and start there we go, start the virtual machine. There's our ISO. Choose this ISO. Alright, so we're going to run through our Pop installation here. Fairly straightforward. If you've ever done an operating system installation, it should look familiar. A large screen here to be able to see more clearly. And within this, you'll see the clean install here. And that might make you wary, but we're okay with it inside this virtual disk. Within this virtual disk, it can go ahead and do the clean install, and we should be fine. So we'll go ahead and do that. One thing that I am wondering about, once again, though, is whether or not within the virtual machine that NVIDIA card is going to be properly present, that the NVIDIA ISO from Pop! OS is what I should be using. And what that is one of the things that I don't know that I've seen this with any other Linux distribution. System 76 produces their own proprietary NVIDIA drivers, and they include that in the operating system install. And they do have multiple options. They have versions with and without those drivers. And I went ahead and I downloaded the drivers for the NVIDIA version because I do have an NVIDIA card in my system. But once again, whether it's going to be properly shared with the virtual machine is a question that I don't have the answer to. We'll see how this behaves. It would be preferable to have this install the exact same version that I have in my system. Once again, that'll be better for testing. Alright friends, we are back and we did get that install completed. Once again, that was not an ideal situation there, and I'm not certain what to do exactly about that screen size. I'm taking a look at the settings here. We got a display. I've gone ahead and I boosted our video RAM up there. Once again, it's just a small parcel of what we've got. There's this scale factor on the monitors, and that doesn't seem to me, we'll go ahead and we'll turn that up, but I don't think that's really going to help us much. What I really want to see is I want to see a resolution setting in here, and that is not something that I'm seeing. And so it's probably something I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time looking through Virtualbox and the settings on Virtualbox in order to fix that. But anyhow, we do have the system working here, and I'll go ahead and show you then what that looks like as we power it on. So once again, we come here, we start, and it's going to look like it's going through a regular old boot sequence, just like you see on your computer and you boot it up. And we've got all the little warnings there coming up about the mouse and all that good stuff. Just wait a minute, and there we go. Here we are. This is our virtual desk, virtual machine, virtual computer, if you will. And it looks just like our regular setup on Pop! OS does as we're logging into it. This will be our first time logging into the system. Give it a minute. And here's our welcome to Pop! OS screen, and see you got your launcher down here, and it's going to run through what do you want your settings and appearance. And so really all of your same experience whenever you install a new operating system. This is what it looks like roughly when you set up Pop! OS on a computer. And I'm going to go ahead and go through this. We're not going to go through all the details of this today. Go ahead and modify this setup, and then we will come back and we will start doing our actual Sandbox testing. And in particular, the testing of the video of the utility that led us to do this, making it so that we're able to incorporate our phone camera in as a webcam to give us an additional camera for the desk lab. So do come back and join us for that. Be looking for that coming in the future. Thank you all very much. I hope you all have a wonderful day.